Three companies are locked in a battle that will decide far more than who builds the best chatbot. Whoever wins this race won't just shape technology. They'll shape how the world thinks, works, and makes decisions. And right now, each of them is placing a bet so massive that, if they're wrong, the fallout could reshape entire economies. By the end of this video, you'll know who's really ahead, why their strategies are completely different, and which company might be making the move that changes everything. Stick around, because the answer isn't what the headlines are telling you. Let's start with OpenAI, the company moving faster than anyone else in the race. In just a few weeks, they've signed deals worth over $100 billion with chip makers. They've launched new models, new features, and a platform that turns ChatGPT from a chatbot into something closer to an operating system. 800 million people now use it regularly, more than the entire population of Europe. That's not hype. That's a digital civilization built in under 2 years. But here's what most people don't see. The money flowing in isn't enough to cover what's flowing out. OpenAI brings in roughly $13 billion a year, with most of it coming from users paying around £20 a month. Yet they've committed to spending over $1 trillion over the next decade. $1 trillion. To build data centers so huge they could power entire cities. To fund this, they've created a financial feedback loop some analysts are calling dangerously circular. Here's how it works. NVIDIA invests billions into OpenAI to help fund its data centers. OpenAI uses that money to buy millions of NVIDIA's chips. Then, they strike a similar deal with AMD, NVIDIA's rival, locking in tens of billions more in chip purchases, while becoming one of AMD's largest shareholders. Everyone benefits, until someone doesn't. And when you're betting $1 trillion, the margin for error is razor thin. But it's not all spending. OpenAI is building something far bigger, a platform ecosystem. At their latest developer event, they didn't just unveil new models, they launched the Apps SDK, allowing developers to build applications directly inside ChatGPT. Shopping, booking services, completing transactions, all without leaving the interface. ChatGPT is no longer just a product, it's becoming a platform. And platforms, historically, are where the real money gets made. The strategy is clear: move fast, spend big, dominate early. But here's the risk: speed is expensive. If revenue doesn't catch up to the spending, if subscriber growth stalls or enterprise deals slow, OpenAI could find itself in trouble. Because right now, some of the most valuable companies in America are depending on OpenAI's systems. If it stumbles, the ripple effects could shake markets. It's innovation on a knife's edge. While OpenAI sprints ahead, Google's playing a very different game. One of ecosystem dominance. They're not trying to move faster, they're trying to be everywhere. In recent weeks, Google quietly rolled out its latest AI system, Gemini, across millions of existing devices. Every Google Home speaker, Nest camera, and smart display. Overnight, these products became AI-powered assistants. That's not a product launch. That's an infrastructure takeover. But the real genius move? Google isn't keeping Gemini locked inside its own ecosystem. They're licensing it out, letting other companies integrate Gemini just like Android. OpenAI doesn't have that kind of reach. Microsoft doesn't have that flexibility. Google does. Then came the leak. Internal documents suggesting Gemini 3.0 could launch any day now. If that's true, Google's next major model drop will land right in the middle of its competitors' hype cycles. They're letting others fight for headlines while they quietly execute, and here's Google's hidden weapon: search. Billions of people still start every digital journey with a Google query. That means Google can inject AI directly into the experience people already use daily. They don't need to chase users. They already own the front door to the internet. Google's strategy isn't flashy, it's structural. They're embedding AI in your phone, your home, your car, your browser, and your search results. Once that happens, switching away becomes almost impossible. It's not speed, it's permanence. But caution is Google's curse. They move carefully, sometimes too carefully. In a race this fast, even a 6-month delay can look like a lifetime. Now to the third player, the one executing perhaps the most strategic plan of them all. Microsoft isn't competing for attention, they're competing for control. While others fight for headlines, Microsoft is quietly embedding AI so deeply into daily work life that people won't even notice until it's everywhere. Their flagship move? Copilot. It's now automatically installed on every Windows 11 PC running Microsoft 365. No opt-out. If you use Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, you're already using artificial intelligence. You didn't choose it. It just arrived, and they're not stopping there. The next phase, Copilot Actions, allows AI to perform real tasks, renaming files, generating playlists, even managing folders autonomously. This isn't just software, it's the operating system turning into a coworker. Meanwhile, Microsoft is pushing into healthcare, using its voice and ambient tools to assist doctors and nurses in real time. Once hospitals and enterprises build around these tools, switching becomes almost impossible. That's the plan. Lock the ecosystem from the inside out. Microsoft doesn't care about hype. They care about entrenchment, because while consumers chase the next big thing, businesses stay loyal. Once you're in their workflow, you're there for years. That's not viral, it's profitable. So, who's winning? Here's the truth. They all are, because they're playing different games. OpenAI is winning the innovation race. Fastest model cycles, biggest buzz, most visible progress. But they're burning cash faster than any tech company in history. Google is winning the distribution race. Their reach is unmatched, their ecosystem untouchable. They'll be on every screen, in every pocket, in every room. Microsoft is winning the enterprise race, embedding AI so deeply into professional life that it becomes invisible and indispensable. But here's the question almost nobody's asking. What does winning actually mean? Because this race isn't just about who builds the best model. It's about who finds a business model that survives long enough to matter. And right now, none of them have proven that yet. OpenAI's trillion-dollar gamble could implode if revenue slows. Google's dominance could backfire if AI disrupts search itself. Microsoft's integration could spark regulatory backlash. Each strategy is brilliant. Each is fragile. Maybe that's the real story. Not who wins the race, but whether any of them should. Because if one company ends up controlling artificial intelligence, they won't just own a product. They'll own the gateway to knowledge, communication, even reality itself. That's not a technology issue. That's a power issue, and power, once concentrated, rarely stays benevolent. So what's the moral here? Maybe this isn't a race to win. Maybe it's a test of whether we can build technologies that serve humanity instead of trapping it. Ask me in 5 years who won, but ask yourself right now, what kind of future are we building, and who gets to decide? If this breakdown gave you a clearer view of the AI power struggle, hit the like button. It helps more people see beyond the hype. Subscribe to AI Unlocked for weekly deep dives into the breakthroughs, rivalries, and moral crossroads shaping the future. Because the future isn't coming. It's already here.